Hello, everyone, and welcome to each and every one of you into another episode of Stories That Transforms Career. And as I used to promise that I'm going to come with another special guest for sharing the challenges what you are facing and he or she have faced in past. And here again, we are having our special guest, and she is none other than Sivaranjani. And the whole purpose again, she started her career with one domain, another, the next step, she shifted that career from A to B. And today we are going to discuss about her. And before going in detail, let's welcome you, Sivangini, and a little bit brief intro from your end before we will proceed with the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Opendra, for having me here. So my name is Sivaranjani. So I'm an emotional intelligence mentor. So what I do is I basically help people get rid of any kind of stress or anxiety. So it's more of the mental health. So I'm a mental health expert, and I can help people get rid of any kind of negativity that they feel stuck for a very long time. And I have been a person who has been very negative, very pessimistic, very uh, underconfident, and I transform myself, and I have been my huge inspiration. um, and that is how I ended up in this career. So I think we'll talk more about it. So
Yeah,
over
yeah.
to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, Siva, definitely we will discuss more in detail that mental health and related that what challenges all are to start with graduates or professionals are facing. But let's begin with your story and can you please share about you while doing your graduation and getting your first job? How was it basically about your study, then getting first job? If you can share with us.
Getting the first job was a dream for me. So I'm basically from a very lower middle class family. I'm the first graduate in my family. So my parents or my grandparents have not got degree in my entire family generation. I'm the first person who got the degree, and I'm an
Wow.
university rank holder as well. So
Wow.
even though I was very good at studies, it was very challenging for me because I was constantly comparing myself to others, and there was a lot of fear and anxiety I was going through. So I was preparing for that one job for my entire 4 years of doing engineering. Even though I landed in IT work initially, I was learning instrumentation engineering in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, in
Okay.
RMK Engineering College. So definitely, my college helped me a lot in terms of trainings and many blessings they have helped with. In addition to that, I was also like having a lot of fears, like how am I going to land in a job, preparing for the interviews. They gave so much of training, and in spite of that I was feeling so anxious. I felt like I was like the only one who was going through a lot of those problems all alone. It was one of the very stressful times of my life, and I got dual placement actually. So actually wanted to get placed in a core company, like which is related to my engineering studies, like instrumentation. So that did not happen. So I was going through a tough time, that was not happening, and I also had to attend the IT interviews. So it was a very stressful time. Then once I got the dual placement, I felt like, oh, finally I got two offers, and I can choose any one of them. So that is how I got an IT job, and I chose to join Cognizant, Cognizant Technology Solutions. So I joined that company,
So,
and that's
Siva,
how I.
yeah, before we will continue with that cognizant part, yeah, you said different type of stress, anxiety, you were in different domain. That means the core domain is different. Now you got in the cognitive. That means the core IT. Now the question to you, maybe if you can break down a little bit, maybe bullet point wise, one, two, three, four kind of thing. The reason for that anxiety or the stress, because see, these kind of challenge common. It was means I had the same thing, right? Maybe definition for me is different. You so if you can break it, maybe few point bullet points, so our audience can just relate that everybody we used to feel we are the only people feeling these kind of going through these kind of challenges. So yeah, go ahead.
So if I have to give in bullet points about the stress and anxiety, those points were uh,
One is
how am I
comparison
going
you
to
said.
work? Sorry.
One you said the comparison you used to do comparison. So one is that due to that stress is there. What else?
So comparison is that majorly my background is not IT, and
Mm-hmm.
I did not find myself very much good with coding.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very hard for me to understand, um, and those data structure algorithm. It was very hard for me to understand. I
Okay.
saw some people in my classroom, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to learn faster than me, so they seem to grasp those concepts faster, but I was like waiting, can you please explain me this? So I was that kind of a person, looking for help, also trying my best as much as I can. So that is where the comparing thing came, some people are understanding and they are like clearing some other companies aptitude test or something. They are clearing some rounds, and then I get anxious. Oh my god, I have to do it. I have my educational loan on me. I have so much pressure. I definitely have to go through. So it was like so stressful. And I was not from the background of IT. Like,
Yeah.
I was competing against people who are who majored in IT for like 3 years before me. So that was also giving me a lot of stress. Like, oh my god, how am I going to prove myself beyond those people? So that was also so stressful actually.
So now you already passed those stages, right? And a lot of graduates, maybe first year, second year, third year, fourth year, maybe they are just going through this. Now, what advice you would like to give to those professional? If you are giving advice to old you, what advice you would like to give to them?
I would say just get rid of the anxious thoughts, because it's not going to help in any ways. I know it's very hard, um, to get rid of it, because we have been programmed with the fears from many people from comparing. But if I haven't had those anxious thoughts, seeing what others are doing, seeing what others are progressing on, if I have just not seen those things, if I have not given importance to my stressful thoughts, and if I have given so much importance on focus on my progress, I definitely would have progressed. So the advice would have been to focus on my progress and not look around, and not to give in to the fearful thoughts or the anxious thoughts.
Wow. Yeah, so the message is clear. No comparison. Just focus on whichever level you are and see the magic. It's a comparison waste of time. It is going to, whatever the success or whatever we are saying, is going to be much more delayed if you are doing. Okay, so stop doing that. And this is again for audience who is looking for. Now, another question. Lot of miss I used to interact with, maybe you can say 50 to 100 graduates in the monthly basis, and common question, Upendra, I have done electronics or maybe telecom. I don't want to switch my core domain into so-called IT initially. Later on, they are just jumping here. Now, what advice? Because your situation was same, right? You are into different core now. You switch, means you got offer from different, means the core IT sector, and you started with that. So if they were fighting with this, no, no, I'll not leave core. I have to stick to that. But they know that success or the whatever money, whatever means we are focusing on, it's not there. Still, they are stick to that. Reason they invested 4 years. What advice you'd like to give to them? Because you were in the same situation.
Yes, I was in the same situation. So, advice I would say, uh, like pick one and go ahead. I would say, because if we are constantly battling between two things, we cannot progress on either of those. So pick one, progress, and you will find your way when you progress. And to be frank, uh, I was learning my core instrumentation engineering. I was also trying for IT jobs. I had passion for nothing.
Yeah.
But my IT job definitely helped me. On some level, I feel thankful that I did not get into my core job, because my life took me to a journey where I'm today, where I'm happy and fulfilled. So everything happens for highest good. See, where you feel more aligned, and just try. The more you progress, you will know. At least if it is something that gives you joy or not. If we don't even try, we will never know. So just try, like pick one, move ahead, and progress. And definitely IT has a lot of opportunities. When I joined IT, there was like a training period going on, and I saw people from computer science background who did computer science engineering for 4 years and still struggling to know more about the for loop, and I was doing good at it. I was teaching them after clearing the some initial exams. So it is not like those people are so great, and the people from the non-core background are like nothing. It's just our efforts. When we really put our mind into something without giving up, like no matter what, I'm going to understand this for loop right now today. I'm going to practice it. Okay, A equal to that, B equal to that. I'm going to do this. So if you put your mind to it with just the focus on understanding that, in that minute you will definitely understand it, because it's easy. It's not that difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do it, trust me. I went into IT without knowing anything. I knew very deep, very basics, not much. I learned for loop there, many things. Like I did not even touch like great advanced level. Some basic passion to learn and understand is just enough, actually.
Great.
It is
So
just our fears which is stopping us. Yes.
yeah, so the bottom line, what I understood from you, Siva, at a end user end watch means I'm watching from the core of the part is whatever passion, whatever not passion doesn't matter to start with. First thing you need to feed yourself, you need to survive. Then passion and the core will come second. So the bottom line, the story, the message, what I got from you, Siva, is if you are getting opportunity, non-core sector, you can go for. Grab it, and if you like, do it. And if you still want to go for your core, try doing, try getting some more skill. And if you get opportunity, go for it. Otherwise, at least you are having something good. That means the job wise, as a whole, the progress wise. So why to just stick the domain, the area, no opportunities are there, or at least on that time you are not having any. Why not to just get or grab what it is offering you, good package, and at least the job initial what the graduate, our main aim is to do that. And that's what Siva did. Knowingly, unknowingly, I don't know, but this is the message still says going, just go for it. So if you are in that situation, you need to feed yourself first. Parents have invested lakhs of rupees, right? How long we want to take again loan money from them? So at least this is the logic, or this is the practical approach we should be having. What we are getting from our guest Siva. Yeah, thanks, Siva. So moving to next, Cognizant, right? Or any big MNCs, or as a whole, very first job is always very special for us. Now, the challenge, what I received from the feedback I received from the graduates like you in that time is, after getting into that, people are not that much helping. So your expectation is different, maybe when you went in, and slowly you progress. So what challenge after getting into job, if you can share your challenges and what advice you'll give to those who are into the same situation, how to tackle that?
So when I got into IT, I also felt so alone. I was so on my own. There were times when I had to say, like, I know that. I know three of the things while I actually knew only two of the things. So I was so own, like I was so on my own to learn that third thing that I had to learn on my own. So people there are also just like, you know human like me. They also had their fears, their problems. They don't have the time to come and sit and teach me. They also had their deliverables to be done, so it is pointless to blame on somebody else that they didn't help me, it's not helpful. That is how it is. We are there to to do a certain work and not to consistently seek help. And if if anybody who feels like they need more help, they need to get help in some ways, like by taking some trainings, or allotting some separate time for more practice with coding or work, and probably get a mentor or a specialist who can teach you that in a fast manner. So I learned many things. I think I started with C, then C++, then .NET, and then I also learned front end JavaScript, and then I learned Angular. So it was not very easy, and I tried to be as good as possible, but definitely it helped when I had some support. So I there were times when I did not have enough support, like I go on coding and I see I have to debug something, and I can't see, like, where am I missing, and I go on look for hours, and I feel like, oh my god, I need to go and eat, I'm so hungry, but I have to finish this damn work. So it was really hard at times. And so that is why we need more practice, and especially guidance is really important. If you are into it, like, okay, I am into IT, I have to earn, I have to get promoted, I have to do this, get all the resources possible. That's all. So it will definitely help.
Sure. So, total in the first company till in the core IT, whatever the career you spent, time you spent, it was how many years approx?
So I worked in Cognizant for 5.25 years, and then I worked for Mulia for 13 months. So
Okay.
that's my
So,
entire IT
yeah, so
journey.
around figure 6 years total IT you spent. Now, based on this 6 years experience, if somebody is joining as a fresher in IT, and you are 6 years senior than them, what exactly the advice, if they want to avoid the panic and they can just go smooth? Okay, so based on your 6 years, what should be your guidance if somebody is watching
So
you? Yeah.
yeah. So the mistakes I did is basically I did not believe in myself. I did not believe in myself that I can do it. I can learn coding. I can improve my skills at any time. I was just, um, you know, I was just, letting the circumstances around me rule my emotions. Like if somebody says, "Oh, there's going to be a recession coming," I would panic. If somebody says, someone else is going to get promoted and there is a new team member or something, I would panic. It was so difficult. It's all because I didn't believe in myself. I had so many fears. I had so much of doubts about me and life. So that is the major mistakes I did. So if I have to give any advice, I would say just trust in yourself, because it is not that hard. Millions of people are doing it. If they can do it, you can too. Okay, if
Yeah.
it's really really hard, only just what like few people would be doing it, right? So there are like millions of people are doing it. It also means that there's a huge demand for it. So as long as it's going to help you to progress towards some goals, it is such a blessing. You know, it is how you see it. It is how you see it. I saw it as like, oh my god, I'm following the crowd. At that time it was very difficult, but on a long run, if I see it, it definitely helped me a lot. It helped me groom a lot of my skills, know more about myself, know more about my fears. It also, pivoted me towards where I belong. So it definitely helped me clear my educational loan, helped my parents and our family situation to a great extent. I remember how I felt when I got the first mobile for my mom. I bought her the gift of tailoring machine. So it was all so much fun. So there is also fun, definitely. We also have to work hard. So you can find a way to balance it, and there are many solutions available. It is not that really hard. It is hard, but possible.
Wow. So ultimately, what message we are getting from Siva is, if I can do it, you can do it too. So it's not rocket science kind. And yeah, and see, there's not definitely. I used to say the same thing, that it's not a rocket science. At least 95% of the work, or 95% of the resource, IT, so called, we are saying IT, maybe it's a software engineer, software consultant, whatever. We are not doing rocket science. And trust me, also, just like Siva said, that you have to just get out of that so called fear, and you have to get out from the self doubting. Don't blame yourself. Unknowingly, we are blaming, or we are not, means we are good for nothing. It's not like that. So if you will remove this two, that means fear and self doubting, you will able to achieve just everything. And trust me, along with Siva. Yeah. So yeah, moving to the next. Again, it's a odd question type of, suddenly from IT, now you are mentor, and mentor in which domain? Nothing to do with the IT. It's a emotional intelligence, right? So we want to just hear that journey, how it happened, is how suddenly A to B, total just different domain.
So it started with my fears actually. So I have been a very anxious kid from my childhood. I felt so alone, so anxious, and that actually motivated me to to study more, to become studious, to get topper scholarships even during school days, even though it helped me. So I have always been an anxious kid. So bravery was something um, impossible for me till like 4 years ago. So I was like anxious for like decades. So I'm 29 right now, and so the transition happened when I wanted to be happy. So basically, I was following the crowd. Okay, parents said, society said, I have to get a job. I have to pay my educational loan. I have to, settle. The word they say often, like, I have to settle. I have to, buy a home loan. I have to do that. This. So I was trying to be a good girl for the society, my parents, but I was not being a good girl to my dreams. I did not even know what my dream was. So following the crowd, I went into depression actually. Even though I was performing well in my studies, in my job, it was I was doing well, as many might say, but inside I felt like this is not where I belong. Enough of paying for the loan, enough of being a good girl to the society. Like, what do I really want? It's so boring. Yeah, I learned C, I learned the next language, I got that, this, but where is the fulfillment? If somebody appreciates my work at office, I would feel so happy that day, and next day I'll be back to like, what? So so in pursuit of that, I think that is what majorly helped me transform my career. So I went into depression. I went into severe depression, that to an extent where I used to have a plate of food on my lap, and I would just stare at the wall without even eating the food. So it was that bad. I remember even during days where I would cry till 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, starting like 11 p.m. So I was so depressed. Um, it was just the self doubts and a lot of limiting beliefs and the fears I had. And I thought like I cannot get out of it. And at a point, I even considered suicide. But I was so scared of it that I did not. I was so scared that what if I am born even worse in the next life? So that thought actually stopped me. And I was waiting and I was, looking for answers, looking for personal development stuff, self help, and I gathered all the opportunities I could. And I started looking for ways, and I found my way. And I got help from some personal development mentors, coaches. I started learning. I started working on myself vigorously, day and night after work, and I put my heart into it because I didn't see any other meaning in life rather than me being happy each and every day. I didn't see any other purpose than me being happy every day, being fulfilled, and finding meaning for my existence. So, so I started learning how people are happy, how some people have a lot of money, how some people are beautiful, even if they are dark. So I learned, I learned all those answers. I not only just learning, I practiced it one by one, like starting to live alone, live independently, move to a new city. Like from I was living in Chennai, I moved to Goa. I was actually a developer. I changed my role to a tester so that it would bring me more happiness. So it was a lot of personal, deep personal inner work, and I transformed. When I transformed, I realized, wow, I'm a happy person today. The pessimistic maniac who was crying till 2 a.m. in the morning became happy, and that inspired me that if I can do it, I can show the way to others. So I still keep learning, take trainings from many people, and then I got certifications. I started helping my friends, then my clients, and now I'm in this journey which is so fulfilling to the core of my soul, where I help people just like how I have helped myself.
Wow, it's a really powerful story, and this is again uh, whatever you said. And again, as I mentioned, I used to speak to 50 to 100 kind of the graduates, and directly, indirectly, almost every one of them are facing these kind of challenge. Okay, so I know, Miss, you are just helping all these the negative thoughts or whatever limiting beliefs you can say to get out of them. So before I'll come to what exactly how you will able to help. So any common one means at least one, two, three suggestion, at least in the very surface level, if you would like to share with those professional who means graduates who are suffering in these kind of things. Okay, so any advice, maybe two, three bullet point you would like to share with them, so that at least they can get little means relief from those anxiety and that.
I would say get up and take action, because it's not going to help dwelling into the past failures, being in the bed or the couch or the chair where we don't make any great decisions. Get out of that area, take action. So don't be fearful about making mistakes, because humans are tend to make mistakes. I have made thousand mistakes, but I'm definitely really happy today. So your past mistakes, it's not gonna define who you are. What action you're going to take from this moment, it's going to define who you really are. So take massive action. If you see an opportunity that's knocking your door, and it's if it's going to give you what you want, any kind of sense of security or something for your future, take it, progress towards it, live it, and then judge what will happen. Because we think, oh, it will not go right or it will not go wrong. We never know unless we try. So get up, take action, keep trying till you find your way. It's worth it. Life is so beautiful. Get up, get up, get up.
Wow. Yeah, so it's a great message and it's so powerful. Yes, without action, nothing will change, nothing will happen. Okay, so moving to the next, several times you mentioned that mentor helped you mentor. So what is the importance of mentor in Siva's life, and what advice you'd like to give to our audience about the mentors?
Yeah. The role of a mentor is very important in anybody's life, because if we have to figure it out all by ourselves, it will take years or even decades. But when we get some guidance, we can get unstuck quick. I have seen people, they be in the same mindset, job, in worse relationships for years and decades, and they suffer in it because it just feels comfortable because they are used to it, right? So, once you're out of it, there is a great thing available outside our comfort zone, and the fastest way to get out of the comfort zone and to live your dream life is to have a great guidance. We can have 100 ways along the way. From point A to point B, there can be 100 ways. It will take a lot of time to go through all the ways on your own. Why not ask somebody who has already tried those 100 ways and found the best way, and who can give it to you in shortest time possible? It's just a better choice. So choose better.
Great. So here you are helping the person, professionals who are really maybe under depression, not happy with what they are doing, not happy with life, in one statement, one line. How or what step and which way they can reach you, and what process you are following for their betterment? So if you can give a little bit idea on your service you are giving to those professionals who are suffering.
So people can reach me in my social media channel. So I'm putting out content every day, which I believe is to be of massive value, so that you can change your thoughts for better, your beliefs for better. So I'm in YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook,
Okay.
and Instagram. So you can find me like Sivaranjani Mentors. Even if you type in Google, you will be able to see. And you can message me in any of those social media platforms, and I am always ready to happy to help anybody. And there is also a free clarity consultation I'm providing right now. I'm not sure how for how long it will be available. So that Calendly link is available in almost all of my profile description, if they just see. So that is the usual way how people contact me and get into my sessions. And in
Okay.
those sessions, I'll help them transform their mindset, get rid of the negativity in their life.
That's great. Thanks for sharing this, and definitely it is going to help hundreds and thousands of the professional who need your guidance, your help through this statement, this message you. And exactly, you are doing great work. What I can feel, because I, as I mentioned sometime back, I used to interact and almost they are, depression means it's a severe depression. Parents are, due to that, parents are under depression, saying, "Sir, we invested lakhs of rupees. My son is really studious with very reputed means university, did MTech for last 3 years, sitting idle. Right now he is in depression, severe depression for the last 6 months, and clueless what to do, because these kind of service what you are giving, a lot of people are not aware of the value of it. Okay, so it's a great service to society. Now we are moving to the last part of our session, Siva, and that is the books. Any one or two books what you have gone through, you read, and it impacted you in the positive way, you'd like to suggest to our audience?
Okay, I have read like a lot of books, because personal development, self help is my passion, and I love it so much. So the one book which made a great impact in me is The Power of Subconscious Mind. I talk about this book everywhere I go. It was written by Dr. Joseph Murphy. So even while I was working in IT, I was going through a very tough time, and I was having this stomach churns. before getting the result of the exam or something, we will feel something, going down our stomach, right? So I was having it a lot, to an extent, like, even if my mom switches on the fan or light, I would get it. Or if somebody calls, I would feel, anxiety and panic attack. And I read that book. Hmm. I practiced something in that book, very sincerely for that day, and those anxiety just went away in a day. In just a day, it was gone. I was like, wow, what a magic! So it was just, some affirmations like, I'm whole, perfect, strong, powerful, like that. So I calmly recited it, and that book is my love. I love that book so much. Even now, I'm reading another extension of that same book by Joseph
Wow.
Murphy. So this is How to Unleash the Power of Subconscious Mind, a 52-week guide. So I always keep reading his books because I feel so much aligned to him, Joseph Murphy, and it makes me feel so calm and so peaceful. And it's just our thoughts and beliefs we have to change, and that book really, really helps a lot. So I would definitely suggest that to anybody and everybody who's looking for a way out.
Wow. Yes, really. So, as all, it is really great conversation and great whatever small, big messages definitely is going to help our audience for sure. And thank you so much for your time. And yes, everyone, challenges are there. We have to get out of it. We have to take action, and that is what conclusion means. I can conclude what I got message from Siva. And yes, as I promised, again, we'll be meeting you with another special guest to give you a little bit more information related to career. Career may be in IT, non-IT, that is different, but the basic principles are always same. So, thanks, Siva, again.
Thank you so much for having here. Yes, it was a great conversation, and I believe that I have, delivered some value. And yes, as he
Yeah.
said, solutions are always available, and we can go grab it.